Hi there guys, how are we doing? This is your friend and tutor Manas. Well guys, of late I've been getting a lot of messages on YouTube and on Facebook to develop content based on intersection of surfaces, or what is popularly known as interpenetration of solids. And I'm very happy to inform you all that the wait is finally over, as I'll be uploading content in this regard over the next few weeks. So let's see what problem number 1 has in store. Here we go. It goes like this. A vertical square prism base 50 side is completely penetrated by a horizontal square prism base 35 side. Okay, so that their axes intersect. The axis of the horizontal prism is parallel to the VP, while the faces of the two prisms are equally inclined to the VP. Okay, fine. Draw the projections of the solids as showing lines of intersections. Assume suitable lengths for the prism. Now, one thing that you should have seen is that the base edges are 50 okay, of this vertical prism, and as far as this horizontal prism is concerned, the base edges are 35 long. All right, so let us write down initially what all data has been given to us. So one prism is the vertical prism, other one is the horizontal prism. One is having a base edge of 50 millimeters, other one is having a base edge of 35 millimeters, and in both the cases we're going to be assuming that the length or the height of the prism is going to be equal to 100 millimeters. All right, you can note that down. Now, how can the projection of this particular case be made? And as far as the solution of this particular problem is concerned, I've divided that into two different phases. In phase 1, we're going to be analyzing this object with the help of a virtual CAD model, and we'll be making an assessment as to how the front, top and side views can be made. And in the second phase, I'm going to tell you how the front, top and side views of this particular object can be done manually. Okay, I'll do that stuff on Autocad, but you can do that on a drawing sheet. Okay, so let's see how it goes. Okay guys, let's begin with phase number 1, and here you can see this virtual CAD model of the two penetrating prisms. So this one is the vertical prism and this over here is the horizontal prism. You can clearly see that this vertical prism is 50 base edged one, and this over here, this horizontal prism, is the 35 base edged square prism. Okay, so what basically we need to do is we need to create the front view. Okay, something like this, and this is the line of intersection. Okay, this is the line of intersection. The surface of this, what do you call this, vertical prism is being intersected by the surface of this horizontal prism somewhere along a line, and this is exactly what we're going to be focusing on. Okay, so this is going to be the front view, this is going to be the top view, and finally let me show you how the side view would look, something like this. And all of this stuff I'm going to be doing on AutoCAD, and you guys can replicate the same on drawing sheet or even on AutoCAD. Okay, so let's see how all of that works out. Alright guys, now we're gonna draw and let's create the front, top and side views for this vertical prism. Now the first question that you should ask yourselves is from where you can see the true shape of the base. Okay, now this particular vertical square prism is having 4 corners at the bottom, A, B, C, D, and 4 corners at the top, that is in the form of E, F, G and H. Now the question is, from where can you see the true shape of the base? The answer is pretty simple, that it's going to be evident from the top, and hence we have to start by creating the top view first. Okay, something like this will happen. This is going to be the top view. Let me show you once again. Okay, this is what we need to do in the top view. Right now we're going to focus only on creating the top, front and side views of the vertical prism. Okay, so this is going to be the top view, only this much portion, and then there is going to be this front view, only this much portion. Please see where the mouse is hovering, only this much portion. All right, and then we're going to be creating its left hand side view also, only this much portion. Please see where the mouse is hovering. All right, now let's quickly get started with AutoCAD. So let me do this stuff. Let me make a point, and this is 50 all right, yeah, pretty good. And let me do this once again. Oh snap, done. Again traveling a 50 distance. That's it. Now let me finish this with the help of this mirror command. You guys can continue to do this on a drawing sheet with the help of making arcs or so. Okay, so this is how the object looks from the top. All right, now we're going to look at this from the front, and for that I'm going to be projecting these lines from the bottom like this. Now the this vertical prism in fact is having a height of, we are assuming that height to be equal to 100 millimeters. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go 100 millimeters above, something like this, and that's it. I'm going to be, let me do this again. Let me check if this is really 100 millimeters or not. No, something has gone wrong. Let me check this. 100 or not. Let me see. Yeah, that's 100. Okay. Let me erase this. Okay. Now let me copy this. Here. Here. That's it. Now let me join. There you go. The front view done. All right. Let me darken this also. Okay, so right now we're going to be using a 4H pencil for this. If you're making this on a drawing sheet, make sure you're using a 4H pencil. And after the orthographic views of both horizontal as well as vertical prisms are done, and it is then that we're going to be looking for the piercing points or the lines along which the penetration is really happening. All right, now we are a long distance away from all those things to happen. Let's now focus on this front view is done, top view is done, and now let's create the side view. Okay, for creating the side view, we're gonna do this. Let me project these lines towards the right hand side. Done. Let me do this slightly downwards. There you go. Okay, now before moving forward, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be naming all these points. Okay, like you see, at the bottom we have 4 corners in the form of A, B, C, and D, and at the top we have again 4 corners, E, F, G, H. If you randomly speak of this particular corner, when you look at this from the top, you're going to have this point and this point, E comma A, and this is going to be F comma B, this is going to be G comma C, and this is going to be H comma D, I suppose. All right, so E comma A is going to be this E comma A. Okay, then this is going to be F comma B. All right, so this is going to be F comma B. Let's write down all those points quickly. All right guys, that's done. Now all these corresponding points are going to have their impact on the front view also. Like the base points are A, B, C. Okay, so this is going to be A dash, B dash, C dash, and just behind B we have D. Okay, so here we're gonna have B dash comma D dash, and similarly you're gonna have these points in the form of like E, F, and G, E dash, F dash, and G dash. So let's write them immediately. Okay, that's it. Now we're gonna move ahead to create its side view. All right, let me extend all these lines. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, let me produce lines from all these intersecting points in the upward direction, something like this. Okay, what's happening? Yeah, almost done. So the front, top, and side views have been created. I'm not going to do the numbering over here. You guys can do so. Now that we have successfully created the orthographic views for this vertical prism, we'll now go ahead and make the orthographic views, that is front, top, and side view for this horizontal prism, which is having a base edge of 35 millimeters. Now guys, you need to think about this. From where you can see the true shape of the base. Now this true shape of the base can only be seen from this side, that is from the left hand side. Okay, and hence we're going to start off by making its left hand side view initially, and then accordingly its front and top views can be made. Okay, fine. So let's go ahead and make this. For that, I'm going to do this simple construction. I'm going to be making a square yet again, something like this. Please watch. Okay, this is going to be 35 mm and at 45. Okay, please keep on watching this. It's damn easy. And again, I'm using a mirror command. Yeah, good. And let's join the opposite corners with the help of these so-called lines. All right, now I'm going to be shifting this. Okay, I'm going to be shifting this. I'm going to be moving this rather. Let me copy this. Okay, copy this. Yeah, it's going to be located here, exactly at the center. Okay, so this is exactly how the penetration happens. Let me show you here. Yeah, that's exactly how it happens. Okay, front, and this is the side view, exactly at the center. All right, so the side view is done. We'll now go ahead and prepare its the top view, yeah, okay, and the front view. So let's see how this particular side view is going to have an impact on the top and front view. So let's do that quickly. And for that, what I'm going to be doing right now, you can actually number these points 1 2 3 4. You can say that this is 1 2 3 and 4. You can do that. So I'm not gonna do that right now. I'm going to be shifting these points in the downward direction. Okay, let me rotate these points by an angle of 45 degrees. Let me do that quickly. Yeah, something like this. Let me extend these lines until we reach this vertical line over here. That's it. That's it. And now let me shift these lines somewhere here. Okay, at a random distance. All right. Okay. Now, what to do now? Something has to be done. Okay, randomly, I'm going to be drawing a line somewhere in the middle. Okay. Now, the horizontal prism that we do have here is having a length of, or an axis length of 100 millimeters. So I've taken this mid line, and towards the right we're going to draw 50 millimeter long line. Towards its left we're going to again draw 50 millimeter long line, so that the overall length works out as 100 millimeters. So let's do that. I'm going to start from here. This is going to be 50. All right, so I have drawn this line, and let me copy this line here, here, and let me copy this again. Let me show you. Please give me some time to do this. Here, here, and here. All right. Okay. Now let me finish this from here, from here to here, and let me trim this about this line, and it's gonna look something like this. Yeah, pretty good. Alright guys, so now that the front top view is done, we'll now go ahead and create its corresponding, what do you call it, front view. Okay, now this point over here, this is 1 4. So when you try to look at this entire scenario from the top, this is going to be point 1. Here we'll have point 1. You look at this, you get point 4, and just below point 4 you have point 2. Okay, so this is going to be point 4 comma 2, and here we have point 3. So this is going to be point 3. Similarly, you can work out these points 8 7 6. Okay, 5 6 7 8. So 5 is going to be somewhere here. Okay, then we have this 8 comma 6. All right, somewhere here 8 comma 6, and then finally we have this point 7. So here we're going to write point 7. Fine, so let's write that down immediately. Okay, now for creating the front view, you can see this line over here, this 3 7 edge. Okay, this is having a length of 100 millimeters. So what I'm going to be doing is, this is exactly at the center of this edge, appears apparently. Okay, so from here at the center, I'm going to go 50 steps along this direction, and then 50 steps towards the left. All right, so this point is what you call point 3. This is going to be point 7. Just behind 3 we have point 1, and just behind 7 we have point 5. You can write that down. Okay, but I'm going to be finishing off this. Let me do that. How can that be done? Let me bring in a reference line from here. Okay, and again a reference line from here. All right, and let me join this. Done. Again, let me do this stuff over to this side, and let me extend this in the downward direction. There you go. All right, so let us now fix in the points, and before that, let us trim this. So guys, be patient. It takes some time to explain the concept. And this is going to be point 4. So this is point 4. When you see this from the front, this is point 3, and behind point 3 we have point 1. So this is going to be point 3 dash comma 1 dash, and this over here is 2. So here we're going to write this as 2 dash. Similarly, you can work out these points over to this side. This is going to be 8 dash 7, and behind 7 we have 5 7 dash comma 5 dash over here, and then we have the 6. So here we're going to write this as 6 dash. All right, let us write all those points, and it should look something like this. So all right guys, so that's exactly how it looks. We'll now go ahead and find the lines of intersection, okay, where the surfaces meet, or we're gonna rather find what you call the piercing points. Okay, so you can see this point, this is P1, this is P2. So when you look at this from the top, you're gonna have a piercing point in the form of P1. Just below P1, you're gonna have one more point, P3. Here we'll have P2, and behind somewhere here we'll have P4. Okay, so let's do that stuff quickly. P1, P2, P3 in the top view. It's gonna be somewhere. Let me take this as a reference. P1. So this is gonna be point P1. Okay, please have a careful look. P1. In front we have this P2, and behind we have P4. So in front over here we have P2, and behind over here we have P4. Okay, and just below P1, this is P1, and below P1 we have P3. Okay, so we're gonna have this point as P1, and just below that P1 point we're gonna have one more piercing point, that is what you call P4. So let us write that immediately. Well, that's it guys. Okay, now just like we had these piercing points over to this side, similarly we're gonna have piercing points over to this side also, in the form of say Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Okay, here Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Okay, so this point very close to this edge 8, we have this Q1 8, we have this as Q1, this is going to be Q3. Below Q1 we have Q3, and Q1 and Q3 are going to be here. Okay, here we're going to be saying this as Q2, and this behind is going to be Q4. So let us write them down immediately. So alright guys, so that was all about the top view. We'll now go ahead and see the corresponding front views of all these piercing points. Okay, somewhere here. Alright, so let's see how they look. P2, let's see where P2 is. P2 and P4, one at the front, other at the back. So this particular point is for P2 comma P4 with a dash. Alright, now there is this point P1 and P3. So point P1 is going to be, let me show you here, this is one piercing point, this is going to be P1. So you can write this as P1, this is going to be P1. Okay, over here this is going to be P3, P3 is going to be here, and this is going to be P2, P2 is going to be here, and behind P2 you have one more point, piercing point, that is going to be P4. Okay, similarly over to this side you're going to have more piercing points like this. Okay, so this is going to be point, what do you call, Q2, and behind Q2 you have Q4. So this is going to be Q2 dash comma Q4 dash. Similarly, let us have one more piercing point. Let me extend this further. Okay, so here for Q2, please watch this carefully. Here there is Q2, and behind Q2 there is one more piercing point, that is Q4. So this particular point corresponds to Q2 dash. Okay, Q2, Q4, Q2 in the front, Q4 at the back, Q2 dash comma Q4 dash. So let's write all of these piercing points as front view in over here, that is in the front view. Alright guys, so these are the piercing points, and now in the next step we're going to be darkening the portion which is going to be visible to us. Okay, and for that I'm going to be using a dark colored pencil. You can use a edge pencil for this purpose. I'm going to be using a red colored one. Okay, so that you guys can have a better visualization for the entire scenario. Alright, now let's darken. Alright, there you go. Done, something like this. Okay, now what's next? From P1 to P2, okay, somewhere here, dark. Okay, from here 3 to P2, dark. Alright, again from Q1, Q2, Q3, dark, Q1 dash, Q2 dash, Q3 dash. Again this much portion also has to be darkened from Q2 to 7. Okay, remaining portion, now the edge here, okay, some portion of this edge is falling exactly behind the face of this vertical prism. Alright, and that's not going to be visible, and hence you make use of a sort of a hidden line for that purpose. I'm going to be doing all that stuff. Just be patient for a while, and let's now build up. This edge is also going to be visible, so let's darken that also. Yeah, there you go. Alright, so what's next? Now let's go ahead and darken the top view. You can see the top view, it looks something like this, please. Something like this. Alright, yeah, pretty good. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Alright, So this is exactly how it looks from the top. Let me show you that once again. Exactly. And now few portions of the edges which are immediately falling below the square are not going to be visible, but we have to give them some respect in the form of hidden lines. I'm going to do that. Just wait. Okay, so this is all about the front view and top view. I'm not gonna do anything to the side view. You guys can do that stuff. It's pretty easy, or you can darken that. All right, let me do that. Let me finish that also. It's gonna look something like this. There you go. Not this way. That's it. That's the right way. Okay, we're almost done with a few modifications yet to be carried out in the form of hidden lines. Okay, now small portion from P1 to Q1 of this edge 48. Okay, it's not going to be visible, but we have to give it some respect in the form of creating a hidden lines. All right, from P1 to Q1. Okay, from P1 to Q1, we've got to make this line. So right now I'm going to be erasing this portion, and I'm going to be using a lighter line, a red color line in fact, but a different sort of a line, a hidden to one. Yeah, right. Let me erase this. Okay, let me erase this also, and this, just for a while, so that I can show you these so-called hidden lines from here to here, from here to here. That's it. And over to this portion also, you can see from P1 to Q1, you cannot see this. Okay, from P3 to Q3, from P3 to Q3, you cannot see this line. Let me erase this. Let me erase this, and let me make use of a hidden line for this purpose. And here also. That's it. Let me erase this one, and again we're gonna use a hidden line, something like this. All right, guys. So this is how you can develop the front, top, and side view for two square prisms, one horizontal and the other one vertical, penetrating each other. Okay, making sure that the axes are bisecting also. So that's the solution. So guys, that was all from my side for today. If you have any doubts or queries, do write them down in the comment section below. I'll be very happy to answer them. I'll be taking up a few more problems based on cone cylinder intersection, or you can say cylinder cylinder intersection, pyramid and prism intersection. All these problems I'm going to be taking up in the upcoming weeks or so. Until then, it's a wrap for today, guys. This is Manas Patnaik signing off. Take care, have a great day, and keep drawing.